come up with the script and the movie?
It was a short film that we saw on the internet that was incredible. Patrick Jean did that, and it was about all these video games we loved from growing up, taking over New York City, and then we came up with the idea of guys who were great at playing these games, getting called upon to defeat them as they tried to take over the world. And we just knew it would look awesome, knew it would be fun to see these things you grew up with and thought we were all sweet, and they had a bad side to them, and it was fun to be goofy guys trying to beat them.
What kind of gamer are you at there? Have you got math skills?
I got some skills in these games. As it progressed and we got older and the new games came out, I can't say I'm good at any of that stuff. I'd like to be, but I got no time. But the old days, I was pretty good at that stuff.
And what do your kids think of this movie?
They are. The coolest thing is that the other kids in their school are excited about it, so that makes them psyched. They're like, oh, I guess Dad's a part of something cool.
What is the best celebrity and what you admire about him?
Love him, love his movies. One of the happiest guys I've ever met in my life. Always working hard, always in a good mood, and his movies have definitely, I mean, we used to talk about Home Alone when I was making movies back then, and say, now, yeah, we're working hard, but how do we make one of those Home Alone kind of movies? He's a stud.
Do you think it will bring back memories for older generation?
I shocked at how, we made it. What it got me excited about it was I connected with it because, I'm older and I know some of my games when I was a kid. I am pretty shocked how little kids all know Pac-Man, Donkey Kong. Like, it's not like a what's that game? They're just like, oh yeah, that's Donkey Kong. It's pretty funny. Every generation still knows these games.
Do you consider yourself a nerd and do you still play video games?
I didn't know it was a nerdy thing to do. I played them all the time. I mean, when I grew up, every kind of kid played video games. There were, kids smoking cigarettes at 13 that you were scared of, and they were all into it too. It was the jocks, the nerds, the tough kids, the goofy kids. They all kind of they got to be good at something. It was kind of a huge skill for anybody, a guy who's not an athlete. So I don't know. It connected with us all. Which games?
What do they really
My kids, I don't know what I can say. They do like gymnastics. They like jumping on that trampoline. They like. I force them to try to read. Me and the wife try to get that going. And
What do you guys read to?
oh, they're reading everything on their own now. We sit and listen to them read. But just it's a different book every couple of days.
Which one's the
Ladies, we gotta go. Favorite arcade character?
Favorite arcade?
Iconic arcade character.
I don't know who my favorite is. I am baffled that we showed the movie for the first time and they asked the audience who they liked the most, and the whole audience said Pac-Man. It was 100%. There's some weird fascination with Pac-Man, and it just every age, grandma and little kids, they all just connect with Pac-Man for some reason.
If you could be a video game character, what would it be?
I've been told I look like Donkey Kong, so I'll go with him. All right, you all. I'm gonna get in there. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Bye, guys.
He means well, and he's a superhero without a cape. His superpower is that he can play video games really well, and that is a relatable thing, I think, to a lot of people.
So if you were to be a video game character, what would you be and why?
If I were to be any video game character, I feel like I'd be Super Mario, just because we have sort of the same body type. So that would, I think that would be one.
Who was your favorite one to actually take down in the movie?
Would have to be Centipede, because I was terrible at it in real life. So getting my revenge on those slimy little bastards was fun. Thank you.
Nice to see you.
You as well.
Congratulations on
Thank
this project.
you. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the role you play.
I'm the soldier that discovers the aliens on the radar before they attack the Earth, and then they pixelate me, kidnap me first, and then Adam and the guys have to come save me, and a couple of other kidnapped victims.
So speaking about working in this world where everything's kind of CG, all the monsters and
Yeah, hats off to Chris Columbus, the director. He can tell you what, this green ball you're looking at or green pad, he can describe it really well and give you what your reactions would be, and yeah, you pull it off.
Speak about working with Adam, and you're working with Josh, and you're working with such an incredible cast.
Yeah, well, working with Josh again. Josh is one of my good friends. We worked on Wedding Ringer together, The Comedians, his show with Billy Crystal. So yeah, always a pleasure, and I'm a huge fan of Adam Sandler. So to be a comedian looking up to the big homie in a sense was a great opportunity.
And what was your favorite moment from set?
Every day. Because Adam is a guy that, you know, he takes time out to just share stories with you. He'll ask you even about your family. Like, it's not always about work. And he's just a very humble guy, so it was just great to see a humble superstar like that.
And this is sort of, in a way, an 80s period piece, I feel. Do you get that vibe?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, he's nostalgic about the 80s. We saw The Wedding Singer, so it was all the Michael Jackson beat it jackets and the hair, the mullets and all that stuff. So he's already in that world.
And on gaming, what were some of your favorite games growing up?
All the ones in here, Galaga, Centipede, Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, a lot of the asteroids. Yeah.
What's coming up next that you'd like to share?
I'm teaming up again with Marlon Wayans. We did a Haunted House 1 and 2. We're doing another parody movie of 50 Shades. Yeah. I'm playing his brother in that, so we're working that out right now.
Done yet, or you're in the works?
No, we're in the works. It's beginning stages of that.
Well, we look forward to it. I'm sure it's going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be hilarious.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I play Admiral Porter, who is the sort of party pooper of the evening. He's very straight kind of character, and doesn't believe any of this nonsense, and believes it's all a waste of time, and tries to prove it's a waste of time. Nearly does get proved it's a waste of time, but then it all goes pear-shaped, and he is disproved, and he has to eat his words.
Speak about collaborating with Christopher Columbus on this.
Say again?
Speak about collaborating with Mr. Columbus on this.
Oh yeah, he was great. I mean, he's great. I mean, Chris creates a wonderful atmosphere. You know, he's used to these big, epic films, having done all the Harry Potters for so many years, and he has a great relaxation about him. You know, he's very, very relaxed and delightful. You know, and him and Adam were a great team. You know, they really Adam is he creates a huge sort of welcoming atmosphere for people just to go into the film and just say, and he makes everybody feel very special, no matter what they're doing, you know. I mean, and also he's a real egalitarian in that sense. He likes people to have a good time, and he makes sure that people do have a good time, and it's a great quality.
And what's coming up that you would like to share?
Well, I'm going to be doing Super Troopers 2, which is a kind of cult film that everybody goes crazy about. I did the first one 15 years ago. So we're starting the second one in October.
And what is that going to be like for you to reunite with everyone? How does it feel?
I don't know. I'm sort of waiting to see, you know, because we haven't worked together. I haven't seen most of those guys for 15 years. So I think it's going to be interesting.
What do you think about this culture of, you know, bringing out these films and creating sequels? That's been pretty common these days.
Yeah, you know, it is. I mean, I think sometimes I would like to see more original work and less sequel work. But the sequel stuff that I've done has always been great. You know, I did Red 2, they were great films, sequels. Well, the X-Men, of course, the early X-Men certainly were very good. The Bourne Supremacy and Identity. So I'm sort of king of sequels in that sense. So they're good.
Thank you so much for your time. Congratulations.
You're welcome.
Tell me, what inspired you to be a part of this project?
I love the idea of being able to do an original summer movie in a summer of superhero movies and sequels. It was really exciting for me. And I really fell in love with the concept of these 3 video game nerds who actually were superstars when they were kids, and then their world fell apart because the arcades closed, and we cut to 2015 and they have useless skills and they're really lost in their lives, but the President of the United States needs to get them together to help save the planet. I love that.
You're not stranger to special effects, but tell me about working with the effects for this particular film.
We wanted to create effects that people have never seen before, something that would blow the audience's mind, and we really tried to create these pixelized versions of destruction, and I'm telling you, you shouldn't do any mind-altering drugs before you see the movie. It's wild.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
What inspired the original short?
So what inspired me that I used to play all these video games in my childhood, and I wanted to do a homage to all that, you know. So it started as a small short film, and it became this huge, massive movie.
So When did you first find out that Adam Sandler and his company wanted to make the film? How did you feel?
Well, I felt great because Adam Sandler was one of our first choices as the main part for the movie. So I was really glad that he accepted to do it.
And speak about working with Chris as well.
Well, it was great. Chris is an amazing director, and it was a real pleasure to work with him. I was on the set during most of the shoots, and I learned a lot, and it was overall an amazing experience.
Speak about watching the special effects come to life, because I'm sure it was probably different from your film, just with this massive kind of production.
Yeah, so on the short film, the idea was to do like kind of two different worlds colliding, but it was more something visual. On the feature, we had to add characters and a real storyline. But I think the spirit of the short is still present in the feature film, at least visually.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. So tell me about how you got involved with the project and what your inspiration was for the screenplay.
Well, Adam's company acquired the rights to the French film that it's based on, and I think they thought of me because I played a lot of video games. So that was his, they said, "Would you like to do this?" And I thought I just immediately sparked to it.
Speak about collaborating with Adam.
Excuse me?
Speak about collaborating with Adam.
Well, we've done a lot of movies together. We did Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, and we're college roommates, so you know, it's very easy to collaborate. So we've known each other for a long time, and it's seamless at this point.
What's next for you?
We got a movie coming out called The Ridiculous Six on Netflix in December, and then they're shooting a movie now in Savannah. I got to go there next week called The Do-Over with Adam and David Spade.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.